Many people will criticize you. There'll be many people who will challenge. There'll be many people who will use unfair means to sap down your energy. But don't worry about it. In the short term, you may get dispirited, but in the long term, you will make a difference to the society. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, it is not the critic that counts, nor the man who points out how the strong man stumble. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, who strives valiantly, who triumphs and errs, and who spends himself on a worthy cause. Absolutely worthwhile spending ourselves on a worthy cause. Education gives you the strength, the knowledge, and the courage to change. Strive for leadership and raise the aspirations of people around you. Aspirations alone will fuel the future growth of India. As President Kalam has urged all of us, dream big. It is our institutions of higher learning that are at the center of new India that we are creating. It is particularly important that at this time they are well supported by all of us, by the Government of India, by the private sector, by every student that passes out of this institute. I'm glad many of you have actually contributed to your alma mater. Remember that this institute will be stronger only if those of you who receive this wonderful education contribute to this betterment of this institute year after year after year. If you want this IIITB to the best institute in information technology and computer science in the country, that responsibility rests primarily on your shoulders, because you have to play a leading part in making this institute a world-class institution. Well, so my dear students, once again let me say, you are the future of the country. Move on and take on the world. Strive towards excellence and nothing but excellence in everything you do from today onwards. Let me quote and close by Abraham Lincoln's famous statement, and he said, "It is not the years in your life that count, it is the life in yours that counts." I wish every one of you the best in everything that you do. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. I request Raghuram, the graduating student, to give the valedictory address.
A very good afternoon to one and all. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. T. Ramaswamy, Dr. Kiran Majumdar Shaw, Chairman Mr. N.R. Narayanmurthy, Professor Sadgopan, the teaching staff, other members of the governing body, members of the media, and proud families of the graduating students. I welcome one and all. ఆఖరిగా నాతో పాటు 2 సంవత్సరాలు కాలేజ్లో గడిపిన నా స్నేహితులందరికీ నా హృదయపూర్వక ఆహ్వానం. మీతో గడిపిన ప్రతి ఒక్క సంఘటన తలుచుకున్నప్పుడల్లా నాకు ఎంతో ఆనందంగా ఉంటుంది. మీలాంటి స్నేహితులు నాకు దొరికినందుకు గర్వంగా ఉంది. ఈ ఆనందాన్ని నేను మాటల్లో చెప్పలేను. Which translates as, last but not the least, I extend a very cheerful welcome to my dearest classmates with whom I spent this wonderful 2 years. You've been a great set of friends, and I'm very proud to have met all of you. Well, as you may know, Telugu is a language which one has to learn in the IIITB hostels, other than Java and C++. I thank my dear pals from the city of Pearls, Hyderabad, for having given me a wonderful crash course in these 2 years. Before I move on, I would suggest the graduating students to take off your hats and remain comfortable, as the talk might be pretty much long. It's my privilege to stand before you on behalf of the graduating batch to bid adieu to the fascinating college life of IIITB. Yes, my dear friends, the countdown has begun to say bye to each one of you. I'm sure you all remember graduating from your last batch and the excitement of finally being done, mixed with the feeling of sadness. We've all worked hard together. We've formed friendships and relationships. We are now finally letting go of school and stepping into the real world. What I mean to say is that we've been excited for this day, crossing each day on the calendar and saying to ourselves, one last day, one last exam, and one last page to read. But we never expected this day to arrive so quickly, at least I didn't. I'm as reluctant as a young child walking to school for the first time, afraid to leave home, afraid to leave the near and dear ones. Let me now move away from you at the moment and discuss about the people who made this university the environment it was, the teachers. Teaching is not about making sure students do well in exams, but about teaching life lessons, leading by example, and helping students learn in a way that they can apply all the lessons learned. This is a tough task, but the faculty here are one in a billion. I believe the best way to understand what I'm talking about is to just share a few experiences of us. Humans are like tea bags. They never realize the strength until they put in hot water. I now realize the value of IT. Do you all know that Professor Das offered a course on networking in the final semester? Yes, he did offer a course on social networking. That is social networking with companies. I think Ashish, Praveen, Nikhil and I scored it well. Yes, I'm referring to the placement team. I thank Professor Das for his outstanding support during the placement week. He was under a personal loss but never let us down during those times. Big round of applause for Professor Das, please. Thank you. Let's now talk about UML and software design. I always wonder whether a professor-student relationship is a composition or an association, though I'm confused about the direction of the arrows. I was told that it was an association relationship. I agreed it that day, but today I differ from my views as I feel that it's a composition relationship. We are composed of certain values which are a direct reflection to our learned professors. I thank Professor Dinesha for having associated with us for a long time. Thank you, sir. Anything in life can be treated as a software system. A birthday party can be treated as a software system. We can start applying object-oriented principles on this also. A birthday object will have the following methods: shout, whistle, kick, dance, beat, beat again, throw into the pond and throw into the pond again. And the public variable is the cake, which is torn apart, eaten, and garbage collected even before the birthday boy tastes it. A strong foundation in software engineering was laid by Professor H.N. Mahabala. To this very day, I shall never forget what an object is. Thank you, sir. I once asked my friend whether it rained the previous night as I was in deep sleep. He, being my friend, was also unconscious the previous night. He said to me, "The road is wet, it would have rained." The hidden MFC in me came from nowhere. I told him, if it rains, the road may be wet, but that doesn't mean that if the road is wet, it would have rained. So you can pretty much guess my friend's facial expression. A special round of applause for Professor Srinath. He's definitely put a rare seed of thought in us. Thank you, sir. Now comes the famous dining philosopher's problem in operating systems. A problem we always faced while having noodles at Raju Anna's canteen because of the shortage of forks.